Welcome to the Morning Walk with Murty Digital Stroll.
It is great to be here.
Yeah, and before we look through the digital prism today, I want to offer a really quiet thank you to Manor Faisal over on the XDA developers platform.
Oh, absolutely.
Her piece on, reclaiming our reading habits, that is the spark that set this whole stroll in motion.
It's a brilliant spark, honestly. A really genuine piece of reflection that we appreciate.
Definitely. And for those of you joining this Gurukul session, I should clarify our mission today. We aren't just summarizing a tech article here.
Right, definitely not.
I am the architect of Antaryami, and joining me is the mentor of the Antaryami VA Academy.
Hello, everyone.
And together we are looking through the digital prism to extract the legacy code of Project Antaryami. Specifically, we're trying to figure out how to reclaim human attention in an age of, automated thought.
Which is such a massive challenge right now.
It is, because if you look at our modern reality, it is kind of dystopian. You have AI summarizing text so that another AI can read it, while our actual, read it later lists are basically just turning into digital graveyards.
Yeah, digital graveyards is exactly what they are. I mean, we really have to diagnose this core problem before we can extract any kind of solution or legacy code, right?
Right. Why is this digital migration failing our intellect so badly?
Well, it's what people are starting to call the AI slop loop. We are constantly being pushed to integrate AI into every single workflow.
Just constantly. Every app has a sparkle icon now.
Exactly. So picture this. You get a really thoughtful, long article, but instead of reading it, you use an AI tool to summarize it into like 3 bullet points.
Because who has the time, right?
So you skim those bullets, and then you send that summary to a colleague. But your colleague is also overwhelmed. So they use a third AI tool to draft a response to your summary.
Wow.
And suddenly you have this endless loop where no human being has actually read or written any of the core content.
It's just servers talking to servers.
Exactly. It's a massive loss of sustained attention. We're losing the ability to do deep thinking.
That is so true. And I think part of the reason we fall into that loop is because we trick ourselves with the illusion of saving things.
Oh, the bookmarks.
Yes.
Yeah.
You know exactly what I mean. Traditional reading lists, browser bookmarks, apps like Recall, or even just like sending links to yourself on Instagram.
I do that all the time, just DMing myself an article.
We all do it. But those spaces are where articles go to die. We get this quick dopamine hit when we save it, like, I did a smart thing. But then they only ever resurface when we're doom scrolling later.
Right. You just scroll past it and think, oh, yeah, I should read that.
Exactly. You give it a brief nod and then it slips right back into the void.
Yeah.
It's like, I always think of it this way. Saving an article without a plan to read it is like putting a rare book in a digital storage locker and throwing away the key, hoping it will magically read itself.
That is a perfect analogy. We just lock it away.
Right. Why are we so eager to outsource our actual thinking to summarizers when the act of slow reading is the whole point of gaining knowledge?
Because the workflow is fundamentally broken. Passive saving just does not work. Which naturally leads us to the structural fix, right?
A calendar.
Yes, the calendar.
Yeah.
There's this core philosophy in time management. If it doesn't exist in your schedule, it basically doesn't exist in reality.
Calendar or it didn't happen.
Exactly. So the legacy code we are extracting today is an open source Chrome extension called Reading Block.
Reading Block. Okay.
Yeah, it was built by an AI builder named Zara Zhang. And the mechanics of this thing are just brilliant because it forces the calendar issue.
So how does it actually work in practice?
Okay, so you're browsing the web and you find an article you want to read. You click the extension to save it. But it doesn't do anything yet. It just waits.
It just holds on to it.
Right. It waits for you to save exactly 5 articles. The second you save that 5th item, boom.
Boom, what happens?
It automatically scans your Google Calendar. It looks for your very next free slot. By default, it searches for weekday afternoons, like between 2 and 6 p.m.
Oh, wow.
And when it finds an opening, it drops a 30-minute reading block directly onto your schedule, automatically.
That is incredible. So it batches them together and then forcefully makes an appointment for you.
Exactly.
All right.
But the best part, and this is where it really fixes the broken workflow, is how it handles the friction of actually starting to read.
Right, because usually when a calendar reminder pops up, you're like, wait, what was I supposed to read? Where did I save it?
Yes. You spend 10 minutes hunting for the bookmark. But Reading Block takes the links to those 5 articles and tucks them directly inside the calendar event description.
Oh, well, that's clever.
So when the notification pops up at, say, 3 p.m. on a Tuesday, you just open the event, click the link, and you're reading Friction eliminated.
Okay, but what stops me from just ignoring the event? Like, I could just dismiss the notification and go back to emails.
Well, the extension has an accountability checklist.
Wait, really?
Yeah. At the end of that 30-minute block, a checklist pops up on your screen, and it makes you verify what you actually read.
Oh, I love that.
And if you don't check off an item, it rolls over. It will just keep showing up in your next reading block until you either read it or admit defeat and manually delete it.
That is such a vital piece of this digital migration we talk about. We have to move from this passive algorithmic feeding where we just consume whatever slop is handed to us to proactive time sovereignty.
Time sovereignty, yes.
And I imagine you can customize this, right? Like, what if 30 minutes isn't enough for 5 long articles?
Yeah, it's entirely customizable. You can adjust the 5-save trigger, you can change the time window it searches, or extend the 30-minute duration.
So you really are taking back control of your schedule.
You are. But, and here's where we have to be totally honest with the listener, true digital sovereignty requires stepping outside the walled gardens of the internet.
You mean the easy one-click app stores?
Exactly. To get this level of control and privacy, you have to embrace a little bit of necessary friction.
Okay, lay it on me. How much friction are we talking about here?
Well, this tool lives on GitHub, not the Chrome Web Store.
Okay, so it's open source. But why is that a benefit?
Massive privacy benefits. Because it bypasses the cloud app stores, it requires no third-party accounts. You aren't giving some random startup your email address or your reading habits. All your data stays locally right there in your browser.
Which is huge for privacy, but it means we have to install it manually.
Right. And we should walk through that setup because it can sound intimidating, but it's really just a series of steps.
Let's do it. Walk me through it.
First, a crucial warning from the source material. You have to do this in standard Google Chrome.
Not a Chromium alternative.
Right. If you try this in Opera, for example, it throws connection errors when it tries to talk to Google Calendar. So stick to Chrome.
Good to know. So, step 1, I go to GitHub.
You download the repository folder. Then you open Chrome, turn on developer mode, and load it as an unpacked extension.
Okay, I've done that before. It's pretty straightforward.
It is. And once it's loaded, Chrome gives you an extension ID. It's just a long string of letters. You need to copy that.
Got it. Extension ID copied. What's next?
Now you have to navigate to the Google Cloud Console.
Uh-oh. That sounds like where developers live.
It sounds scary, but you're basically just creating a free project so you can enable the Google Calendar API.
Okay, so I enable the Calendar API.
Yes. Then you have to configure the external OAuth consent screen.
Wait, the what?
The OAuth consent screen. It's basically just the permission screen that pops up asking if an app can access your calendar.
Oh, okay, I know what that is.
The trick here is that you add yourself as a test user. Since you aren't publishing this app for the public, you're just authorizing your own account to use it.
That makes sense. Keep the circle small.
Exactly. After that, you generate a Chrome extension OAuth client ID, and when it asks, you paste in that extension ID we copied earlier.
Okay, so we're linking the extension to the Google permission.
Right. And Google gives you back a client ID. The final marriage of the code is just opening a file called manifest.json in the extension folder.
Open it with just like Notepad or something.
Yep, any text editor. You find the placeholder text, paste in your new client ID, save it, and reload the extension in Chrome.
And that's it.
That's it. It's connected.
I mean, I have to push back a little bit here.
Go ahead.
That sounds like a lot of OAuth and API configuration for the average user. Isn't this exact kind of technical roadblock what keeps people trapped in that dystopian AI loop we talked about earlier?
It is a barrier, yes.
People are going to think, I'll just let the AI summarize it. I don't want to mess with JSON files.
I hear that. But I think we have to reframe that friction.
How so?
Well, think about the effort you put into things you actually care about.
I guess, to me, this setup is like, it's like building your own bespoke bookshelf with raw timber instead of just buying a prefab one from a big box store.
Yeah.
You know? The sweat equity you invest up front actually forces you to value the reading time more. You built the bridge, so you're going to use it.
That is a phenomenal way to put it. You are emotionally invested in the system working because you took the time to wire it together.
Right.
So if we synthesize this whole Gurukul session,
what is the ultimate legacy code we're pulling out today?
it's that reading, deep reading, is basically becoming a countercultural act.
It nearly is.
To protect our intellect, we have to abandon these passive summarization tools, and we have to bind our reading intentions to the cold, hard reality of our calendars.
If it's not on the calendar, it doesn't exist.
Exactly.
So to everyone listening, I want you to consider your own digital storage lockers today. Look at your bookmarks, your saved folder.
The digital graveyards.
Yeah. How many unread insights are currently rotting away in there? Are you actually going to read them, or did you just want the dopamine hit of saving them?
It's a tough question to answer, honestly.
It is. But it brings me to a final, slightly provocative thought. Something that wasn't in our source material today, but I think it builds on this whole idea.
Oh. Where are we going with this?
Well, if we are successfully using APIs and raw code to automate our schedules, just to force ourselves to sit still and read an article,
Right.
what happens when we need to automate our offline, unstructured wandering?
Wow. What do you mean?
Like, will the future of human intellect require an API for daydreaming? Are we going to need a script that blocks out an hour on our calendar, shuts off our Wi-Fi, and forces us to just stare at a wall so our brains can actually wander without an algorithm feeding us?
That's simultaneously terrifying and probably very accurate. We might actually have to engineer our own boredom just to stay human.
We just might. Think about that as you look at your schedule this week. Until next time, we hope you keep looking through the digital prism. This concludes today's morning walk with Murty Digital Stroll.
Keep seeking, everyone.
Take care, and we will catch you on the next one.